It was 1984 when Margaret Atwood first sat down to start writing what would become one of her greatest literary hits. And who could have predicted decades later The Handmaid's Tale would be resonating so deeply today? Melissa recently sat down with the celebrated author to talk about the TV adaptation, what she thinks about the lone Canadian in the cast, and the cleaning product that inspired the Handmaid's bonnets. Oh, and if you've ever wondered what a withering side eye would look like from Ms. Atwood herself, you're about to find out.
It's a pleasure to sit down with you again.
Lovely to see you, yeah.
This is lovely. The last time that we actually had you on this particular show, Your Morning, you were actually speaking with my co-host, Anne-Marie, and you, at the time, you were there to talk about your graphic novel, Angel Catbird.
That's right.
And it was around the time, coincidentally, that they started to shoot what we now know is The Handmaid's Tale. You are already on board as a consulting producer. Was it early in the shooting process that you felt like, you know what? This is going to be something. I feel it, I see it.
Maybe a little later, but I remember I read the first scripts and I thought they were pretty good. So that was maybe the moment. And I talked to the showrunner quite a bit, called Bruce Miller. And then I was on set pretty early on, and I saw that wonderful scene with Aunt Lydia and Dowd, and I thought this really is going to be something.
Rita makes the bread from scratch. It's the kind of thing they like the Marthas to do.
So I want to have a discussion about the Canadian connection besides the big one being yourself in this project. Amanda Brugel, she was also just on our show a few days ago as well. She's the lone Canadian on the cast, and she plays Rita, of course, in all of this. And what we discovered by mining her Instagram is that she did a grade 10 CanLit project on The Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
Years later, she ended up writing also a thesis on this. I mean, this is as meta and full circle as someone's life is going to get.
And that's how she talked them into hiring her.
Really?
Yeah,
she said,
because
look at my grade
knew,
10 project?
Well, no, I did a thesis on this. I really know the book. She really wanted to do it. And she displayed prior knowledge. So they thought, she's the one. So I think she's doing a great job. She has a wonderful sideways look, like skeptical.
Oh, wait, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the side eye, as we call it, right? It's the side eye. She's got it down.
Yeah, she really does.
She said it was really quite an honor and kind of surreal to meet you after all of this.
I think this has been surreal for a lot of people because a book that old, I'm actually supposed to be dead. So to have me turn up, it would be more convenient if I were dead, let's face it.
Many people would beg to differ.
My name is Offred, and I intend to survive.
You have a blink and you'll miss it cameo.
Yes.
It is a great scene, and you basically, you're smacking around Offred a little bit, which is played by Elizabeth Moss.
Her fault, her fault.
With an added sound effect.
They did add a sound effect. That wasn't
me actually making that noise.
Oh, really?
No.
I like that behind the scenes tidbit.
Yes. Well, otherwise you'd think, why isn't her neck dislocated? So they did shoot it several times because they thought I wasn't ferocious enough, so they got the most ferocious one.
What was that like for you?
Pretty weird. I mean, this whole thing has been, let's face it, pretty weird. But I'm game for it. I put on the fascist style uniform and then I'm in and now I'll never live it down.
Speaking of costuming, it is very deliberate in this show, and you've got the white wings on the Handmaid's bonnets.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's in the book, yeah.
Which is in the book, of course. And you've said that they were inspired 1940s old Dutch cleanser packages. And there was an image on it that struck you, which I feel like it's made its way now into the costuming on the show. Tell us about that.
Well, it frightened me as a child because it was this woman with a face-concealing white hat and a voluminous dress holding a stick. But it could as easily have been medieval headdresses, nuns. You know, there are a lot of these kinds of, or mid-19th century women's bonnets were supposed to conceal the face. And men who peered inside a woman's bonnet were considered to be impertinent.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yes, those and ankles were the hot spots.
Like the good old Victorian days. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yes, that's better.
Okay, there we go. Now we can proceed. This was first published, as we all well know now, 84. You're writing it, publishing in 85, and you would have been about 44, if my math serves me correctly. You were living in West Berlin. So take us back now to the atmosphere and the time in which you were writing the fairy tale we still see as so pertinent and relevant today.
Okay, let me place it for you. Once upon a time, there were no personal computers.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Lattes had not been deployed. There were no cell phones. So I was writing it in West Berlin, still encircled by the wall, which the Cold War was not over yet. I visited those Cold War countries, East Germany, Czechoslovakia, Poland, so I experienced what it was like to have people afraid to talk to you. To talk to you, you'd have to go out into a field. They were sure everything was bugged, so feeling watched all the time. And I was writing it on a large German keyboard typewriter. So that is the atmosphere. And then I finished it in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, which was a different kind of feeling watched. So I had those two influences right at the time.
And lastly, as we are already celebrating a season 2 being greenlit for The Handmaid's Tale, what can you share in terms of insights as to what happens to Offred?
Well, if you think I'm going to tell you that, no way.
It's
but
only just the two of us.
Yes, I have firm opinions about who is not allowed to be killed in season 2.
Well, this has been an honor to have you here, the Renaissance woman who we've just been admiring, and now the rest of the world, we get to share you with them as well.
Isn't that
so thank
sweet?
you.
And I'm not even dead. It's such a
lovely.
comfort. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, what a great chat. The Handmaid's Tale is currently airing Sundays on Bravo at 9 p.m. Eastern.